Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Yes, we are still playing Satisfactory. So on today's episode, our goals are pretty simple. We need to work on getting the space elevator parts. So bear with me a moment, I took some notes. We need to set up the versatile framework and the automated wiring. The versatile framework needs modular frames at 2.5 modular frames per minute, which the modular frames take reinforced iron plates at 3 per minute and then steel rod at 12 per minute. So we're going to need a bunch of iron. And then it also takes steel beams, which require more iron and coal. And then for the automated wiring, we need stators at 2.5 per minute, which require 15 steel pipes per minute and wire at 40 per minute. And then we also need cable at 50 per minute, which also require more copper. So what we're going to do here is we are going to use the binger. We're going to open up the map. Well, first thing we're going to do is look for iron with the binger. And we also need to find a place that also has that iron and also has copper nearby. As you can see, all these ones with little check marks are ones that we've already grabbed and used. I'm kind of looking for an area that doesn't have any that's used because we're going to need a lot of iron to pull this off and a lot of copper. Okay, we're going to hit the binger one more time. I've noticed for some reason sometimes that it doesn't populate and then you have to hit it a second time. I don't know why, if that's a glitch or just how the game is. So now part of the issue is with Satisfactory is if you don't have an area explored, it doesn't really show up, as you can see. I know for a fact there's some in this area here that's unclaimed. That would be over here. So I don't know why it's not showing up. That doesn't make any sense to me. Because when we did the reinforced iron plate factory over here, there was an entire iron node that we hadn't even exploited yet in the game. So I don't know why. That's kind of weird. Okay. What we may end up doing here is we may end up, yeah, here we are. There should be one iron node, yeah. There's an iron node right there in the middle of the screen that's unutilized. So we're going to hit the binger again for iron ore and see if it comes up. See, now it shows up. There's actually 2 iron nodes. Actually, there's a bunch of iron nodes in this area. All right, now do we have any copper nodes in this area? There's one, which we already claimed. There's an unclaimed iron node, or copper node, I'm sorry. Okay. Then the other thing we need is coal. That's the third item we need. I think the nearest coal is going to be basically down there. Yeah. That's down near where the coal power plant is currently. So we're going to have to belt that up. Okay. All right, so we do have some unused. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pause the recording. And then when we come back, hopefully by that point I'll have the plant most of the way built. I'll at least have all the raw ingredients piped over here, and then I'll come back and start actually building everything out that we need. Okay, we're going to build our first dimensional depot. And then this is my reinforced iron plate production facility. What we're actually going to do temporarily is we're going to build a temporary bin, Okay, we'll build a small bin because this is not staying very long. And then we're going to run a belt over to it. And we're going to put into it the Mercer spheres, the summer sloops, and all of the power slugs that I've acquired, so that way then it's not taking up space. But yet it will be available. And we're also going to put the miner in there as well. Now the other thing we're going to do here is we're going to put a splitter here. And for now we'll just chuck a merger on here. Come on. And that way we'll get some of these reinforced iron plates also going towards being also input. The downside with the depot is since we're only doing 30 per minute, it's going to build up a reserve until an item changes, and then it's going to, you'll see, it'll put in that one reinforced iron plate, and then now that it changed, it's going to start taking in in this case, the SAM or the SAM stuff I have here. I'm also going to put that in there next. And this is going to just happily do its thing for a while, and this way we can keep building.
The voiceless effigy creates bodies in airwaves but does not notice the shore. Is our melody not beautiful?
Detecting abnormal brainwave activity again. Activating artificial brainwave resonator.
Your shallow song has no rhythm. The river erodes our temples without prayers and washes away our scripture without deepening. Consume.
I believe this is one of those moments where the scientist would yell, "Eureka!" But that seems entirely too dramatic. It seems they are somehow organically emulating human speech. Fascinating. Continue exposing yourself to alien artifacts.
In this case, of course, we were exposing ourselves to a summer sloop that's in a cave just outside this particular area where we're located. But the building will continue. What I'm currently building right at the moment is a conveyor belt to carry copper ore over to our what's eventually going to be, come on. If you ever have a problem like this where this says service is too loud, and even if you lock the hologram and then nudge it, that will smooth things out. And yes, I know I could have just went over the cliff and down, but there's no fun in that. Also, the dimensional depot is working as intended. As you can see, these are all the items currently in the depot. So right now my problem is this reanimated SAM. I only have one stack in there, and it's going to prevent anything else from going in. Okay, that is something I will fix off camera. While we're over here, let's see what's behind door number 1. Oh look, it's another chasm that leads into inevitable potential death. How quaint. Oh, okay. It's just another way to get into, that is the wire going to my SAM or to power for my SAM, or that's what that is. Okay. All right. We have copper will be eventually coming on the belt over there, and then this miner, of course, is producing iron ore. And we're going to start with the versatile framework, which is modular frames, reinforced iron plates, and iron rods. So we're going to need a few smelters here, making some ingots. And then we're going to need constructors because in order to make reinforced iron plate, you need screws and you need iron plates. So this first one will be dedicated to making iron plates. And I just want to point something out. As you can see, my reinforced iron plates are actually still slowly increasing. I cleared out the reanimated SAM, and now as it's being produced, it'll store up to 100 in my dimensional depot. But the way I have it configured, it takes from my inventory first, and then when the bar goes purple, that means it's taking it from your dimensional depot. Normally I don't have a production line going directly into a depot, but in this case I'm going to be using a lot of reinforced iron plates, which ironically I'm going to be making here in a moment. Now I need to look here and see what else. I'm pretty sure it's screws, yes. So thankfully for the screws, since we have that one alternate recipe, we can just make cast screws at 50 per minute. Of course they want 60, of course, Murphy. And I believe they want 30 plates a minute, and we're only making 20 at this point. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to make a crafting bench here. And the kind of the nice thing is, I don't have any power slugs in my inventory, as you can see. As you can see, this is purple because it's pulling it directly from the dimensional depot. Well, we'll make a third one. There we go. And we'll get rid of the crafting bench. And so now I can put a power shard in here, change this to 60. Okay. And then I can change this to 30 per minute. Okay. And so now we're going to move this assembler over a little bit because for the room. We'll line that up, put that in there. We'll tell this to make reinforced iron plates, which I believe we only need at 3.5. Actually, wait a minute, I may not have to use the power shards. No, I need 3 reinforced iron plates per minute, so if I punch 3 in, that cuts it to 18 and 36 respectively. So we can pull this out and we can change this to 30. Excuse me. Nope, I need 36. I was mistaken. So we'll just punch this to 36. Punch this down to 20. And we'll take that. We'll organize that. Actually, no, it's 18. I'm sorry. 18 per minute. Okay. That is done. So now, at least part of this is done. We're going to build another assembler, and this is going to be... Actually, where am I going with all that space? I don't need that much space. It's important that when you build, you want to leave a little bit of space for belt work, but you don't need to go super crazy like that. Otherwise, then it's very inefficient. Oh, that's right. I need to make this into modular frames. Yep, that's what I need. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, since this is producing up to 30 and the screws only need 9, we're going to just build another constructor here. We need iron rod, but we need 12 per minute. So we'll punch in 12. We're going to need 12 ingots plus 9 ingots. So we're going to need it's going to be 21 ingots we're going to need out of this smelter. Not 211, 21. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to belt it over. Oh, this is going to be a problem. All right, we're going to move this smelter over one notch, or basically one row here, so it lines up with the output there. Let me lock that hologram. Yeah, see, it's not lined up. There we go. Now we'll build it. We'll still make iron ingot. We're going to put this back to 21. Okay. Then we will go and put a Mark II belt here. We'll put a splitter in. And now, that should be enough for... And yes, guys, I will be moving this power pole, although it's going to cause me some other issues, but I will deal with that later. For right now, put that there, that there. Now, how many reinforced iron plates do we, or modular frames do we need per minute? I believe we need 2.5. Yeah, we need 2.5. So this we actually do need to overclock to 2.5. Go. So now we need 3.75 reinforced iron plates per minute. Okay. So that was my mistake. So then we need 22.5 iron plates and 45 screws. Fortunately, we can just change the ratios. Now that's 45. And then this was what again? 22.5. Okay. So we'll put this to, so now we're going to have to use a power shard because we can't make 22.5. 22.5 is going to be over. All right, and then we need 33.75 ingots per minute. So we're going to have to overclock this one to 33.75. Okay. And then that's going to change this to 11.25. And I believe this was 12. So we're just going to make 24 for simplicity. So we'll move that up to 24. Always better to produce just a touch extra. Okay, that's going to make us our 2.5 modular frames. Then we need 30 steel beams per minute. I still have to bring over the coal, so we will come back for that. Been working on trying to get all my coal power plants back online, but still having the water problem going in. I did have it for a little while here at over 1,000 megawatts, but it's just a pipe delivery problem. As you can see here, the pipes going here just have pretty much no flow. It's because of these pipes can only deliver 300 meters per second cubed. So like I said, I need to upgrade these to Mark II piping, and once I do that, which will double the flow rate, then my power issues will kind of settle. I also added a third water extractor to try to help, but again, it's a piping problem, not a flow delivery problem, because the 2 water extractors I have were producing more than enough water, but that's okay. Anyway, like as I said, with this game, it's very easy to get distracted, so back to what I should be doing, which is getting the phase 2 parts automated and then having them running. Once I do get them up and running, what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably just let the game run for a while it's crafting, because those frameworks, especially, you need 1,000 of them. They come out very slowly, if I remember right. Let me see here. The versatile frameworks are 5 per minute, and we need 1,000 of them. So if we bring up our handy dandy calculator, need 1,000 divided by 5. That's 200 minutes it's going to take to make, which is, if we take 200 divided by 60 minutes, you're looking at a little over 3 hours. Honestly, what I should have done is I should have gotten that automated earlier. But what we'll probably end up doing is I'll just do some exploring once I get everything automated and going. I want to pick up a lot more power slugs, that kind of thing. Because once I get computers and I get the production amplifier, I'm going to put all my power slugs into a constructor, and the constructor is going to have the it's going to take one and it's going to double it. So a yellow slug is going to give me 4, a blue slug is going to give me 2, and a purple slug is going to give me 10 power shards. And those numbers add up very quickly. Okay, so I've done a little math here. This miner that I'm showing you on the screen, the entire thing, all 120 that it's producing per minute, is going to go just to make steel beams for the, I believe it's versatile framework. Yep, for the versatile framework. Then the problem is for the automated wiring, I still need to make 15 steel pipes per minute, which means I need to bring up even more coal. So I believe there is more coal nodes here that are unclaimed. Yep, there's one right here, which is another normal node. Unfortunately, that's going to kind of hinder me later. Although I do have one over here, but that's 500 meters away. Yeah, so good times. Okay, I need to make a correction on something that I said in my last video. I said when you're working with the Dimensional Depot to prioritize upload speed over stack size. Honestly, I think I was wrong there, and here's why. I'm currently heading back to base right now because I ran out of reinforced iron plates, even though I have some going into my Dimensional Depot, but I only have a stack size of 1 right now, which means it's only 100 plates. When you're building construction or conveyor belt lines across the map like I am, you will go through a lot of conveyor belts and a lot of resources very, very quickly. What I'm doing now is I need to make more of this SAM fluctuator material. And I'm going to run out of steel pipe, which I do have, I am producing, so I will be able to grab some, but that's what I'm going to run out of first. So maybe what I should have said is upgrade, get at least a stack size of 2, and then worry about more of the upload speed. Because the thing is once you get the, especially once you get the manual uploader, you can then put in a bunch of stuff into queue, and it makes things so much better. Actually, you know what I'm going to do here? Oh, no, that already is going full tilt. Never mind. We're going to grab a bunch of this. And the reason why I'm grabbing so many steel pipes is because I'm going to put some of it into that storage depot hooked up to the Dimensional Depot, so that way I'll have some in case I run out as I'm building elsewhere. For now, I'm just going to go through and build all this SAM fluctuator material. Because I honestly forget how much I need. I probably already have enough now, but since I already have all this in my inventory, I'll build it. Because every time you upgrade the Dimensional Depot, you need this SAM fluctuator, which, like I said, you can't automate it till you get manufacturers, which isn't until the next tier. I believe it's in tier 5 where you unlock the manufacturer, and I'm only up to tier 4 currently. So, we'll see. Okay. Now we're going to go into the MAM. And I would normally show you, well, you see here where it says the reinforced iron plate, I have 30, but I can have a max of 100. Once I upgrade this, we'll go back to that. We'll increase the stack size. We'll start the research. And we'll hear from Ada.
Dimensional expansion increased to 200%. Refining manipulation of SAM allows us to now deconstruct non-living matter down to its atomic components in one dimension, and store it in basic bound states in another.
We do not resonate with the tribute song. Do not worship at the window. Desecrate our temple gifts. This shallow serenade is sour and salt.
My intention was not to encroach, if that is what upsets you, nor was it to dispose of material I do not waste.
Okay, but now if you see where it says reinforced iron plate, it now says we are allowed to have up to 200 in there instead of just the 100 that we had prior. While we're over here, we're going to grab whatever reinforced iron plates are sitting here. And I also need to grab some standard iron plates as well. Because I am running low. Yeah. We'll grab a few of these as well to put into the dimensional depot as well. And then while we're also here, we will get rid of all this. I did some clearing. That's why I've got a bunch of organic stuff on me. Since we're here, we will get rid of all that to free up some space in my regular inventory. To be honest, once you get the unlocked where you can manually upload everything, this storage box, at least in my other game, I almost never use it anymore because I just throw everything into the dimensional depot, which is nice. And when I was troubleshooting my power issues earlier, I used up a bunch of my biofuel that I left into some biomass burners to get because my grid completely went down. So that's the reason why I'm kind of restocking on a few things. All right. All right. So a little bit of time has gone by since the last clip. What you're looking at here is we have 2 iron nodes. One feeds into 2 refineries, which is making 30 steel beams, which go all the way to the last assembler, and that is making the versatile frameworks. What I'm standing on is a couple of smelters with another iron node, which is making reinforced iron plates, which is then making modular frames, which is then making the versatile framework. The only thing I didn't put in here is the storage bin, which I will build in a minute. But what we're going to do now is, you can see some of these are yellow because that power pole right there is live. We're going to connect it to this power pole, and that should get everything started. The miners are green. Yes, everything is going to be running, and everything is optimized, so this will be running at 100% efficiency once everything gets going. And then the coal that's going in is going from a dedicated miner down by the coal facility that's making 120 coal per minute, which is exactly what we need. And there we go. Okay, and at the end of all this, I need to put these versatile frameworks in a bin because I need 1,000 of them, and, well, as I've said before, I should have gotten this project started before because that 1,000 is going to take a while to actually manufacture. And I don't have enough steel beams. How ironic. So what we're going to do in the short term is, since we're producing steel beams, we're just going to steal enough until I get 20. $17, $18, $19, and $20. Okay. Now I have enough steel beams that I can build the storage container. There we go. We will just belt that over. Okay, we've got the iron rods coming. We don't have the... Why is the... Ah, the reinforced iron plates aren't going yet because of the screws. Of course. okay. Once we get some modular frames, you know, we're just going to do this to get these going. But I assure you there will be modular frames coming out. There it goes. We're going to start constructing. Almost there. Come on. There we go. There's our first two modular versatile frameworks. Now we just need 998 more. So what I am going to be doing, above and beyond rerunning the belt you see in front of me, because that is not very efficient space-wise use. Anyway, I am going to start getting the automated wiring built, which we only need 100 of, since we do have the, well, this will eventually have copper ore on it. I do actually have that hooked up. It just hasn't gotten transported here. And I'm going to get that production line set up while this production line is producing the versatile frames, because that's going to be the bottleneck. Because even once I get the automated wiring one going, I believe, let me look at that one. Okay, so that produces at 2.5 per minute. This one produces at 5. So we need 100. So let's bring up our handy dandy calculator. We'll divide that by 2.5. So that's going to take 40 minutes to make the 100 that we need. Okay. But as I've said before, it's going to take hours to make the versatile frameworks. Let me bring you back, guys. Let you know what's going on. Quite a few things have changed, as one can see. I installed a couple more water extractors because my grid kept going offline because these last 3 cold generators didn't have enough water because, like I stated before, I didn't have enough capacity in the piping. So what I did, not that I wanted to, is I built a second network of piping that's going just to feed those last 3. What you didn't see is I got everything built, then I hooked up the water extractors, and then my grid blew. One of my future projects is going to be to get some battery storage in place, which will help a lot. However, as you can see now, this is starting to run, and it's staying running because it's actually getting a... Yeah, okay. What we should see is that we should see the power grid stabilize now that those ones are not going to be going off all the time. Yeah. See how this gray line is nice and steady? That's what you want to see, is a nice steady gray line. Now, if you have geothermal power, which we don't have unlocked yet, that line will fluctuate up and down. But in this case, when you have just coal, and in this case I have biomass, you should see it steady out like that. In fact, what I'm going to do right now is I need to shut down these biomass burners. In the earlier game, I'll use this to temporarily boost the power grid, like when I'm having instability, like I just showed. But once you get storage batteries, those become pretty well obsolete. So now what we should see, yeah, you should see, now that's me shutting down the biomass burners. Our capacity still is not great. We're only at a little over a megawatt, and we're consuming most of that right now. I also set up a second dimensional depot because I'm starting to run into problems where I am the Mark II belts are not enough. So what I did is I set up a second dimensional depot in order to take steel beams that all I'm producing them for is for my own use. That's what this line, all this line is. And as you can see, I've almost got already 200 in the dimensional depot because I increased the stack size like I had mentioned earlier. The thing is, 200 will go very quickly. That's the reason why I have a regular storage bin here, because this way when this fills up and this gets into the 400, it's going to back up. When it does, it's going to start dumping into this one, and if I'm away from here while I'm building, it will continue to stack up, and the line, this production line, won't stop. What I did for the iron is that belt that's over there, there's a pure node way over in the distance that's producing 240 iron per minute, but my belts can only do half of that, so that resource node is well wasted. However, if you open up the codex, you press O and you type in conveyor belt. Now, if you look at conveyor belt Mark III, which take one steel beam, but they can transport 270 resources per minute. So that's kind of the problem I'm running into, and that's the reason why I built that, to start making steel beams, because I'm going to start switching over certain production lines to making Mark III belts, because that's what I need right now. As a matter of fact, the coal that I have for building the last automated wiring, this coal belt that's going up there, I need to replace all of that with Mark III belts, because what I decided to do, instead of looking for another source of coal, I took and overclocked this miner. So now it's producing, as you can see, 145.2 coal per minute, but the belt can only do 120 per minute, which is a Mark II belt. That's not going to cut it. So in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my hotbar here, and we're going to start upgrading the belt to Mark III. You just click the section you want, hit the button, and it will upgrade the belt. Now, as you can see, my steel beams are purple because I don't have any steel beams in my inventory. It's all pulling from that dimensional depot. As I said, this is such a game changer. When I was setting up the other line for the for this coal line, having all those what is it? The no, there's a creature in my way. Okay. Oh, as I was saying, when I was setting up this initial line that you see here, it saved me quite a few times from having to go back with just having the reinforced iron plates going into the dimensional depot. But see, now unfortunately I need to wait because I don't have enough steel beams in that dimensional depot. Alright. Alright. It's been a minute, at least for me. It's been about 45 minutes since the last clip. Anyway. Oops, and I missed one here. That needs to get hooked into power. And that's not going to help much, because I still need to split the lines off. Okay, I can do that live. Screw it. Okay. We're going to get most of this up and running. Except I need to split off some of my copper. There we go. And what we need to do here is I need to split this copper off. Split. See, what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Put that to there, and then we'll split it off again here. And then I will explain what all this is. Okay. All of this is to create the automated wiring. So we have copper ore going into making wire. Then the wire is, oh, bloody heck. I messed that up. Okay. What I need to do is I need to connect these other two belts that I didn't do. Okay, that's on me. All right. We're making stators here and cable. That's basically what all of this stuff is doing, is making stators and cable, which you need steel pipes to make the stators. Then you need wire to also make stators, and that needs to go into another assembler, which combines the stators, combines the cable, and you get your automated wiring at 2.5 per minute. Now, I'm probably going to... I can technically increase this. The question is how much? The limiting factor right here is the cable. So let's see how far we can go. Let's see, I need 100 wire a minute. The problem is I'm barely producing that. Nah, we'll leave it. Ideally, I would optimize it where everything's running at 100%, but... And there's our first. Now, right below us, excuse me, when I say it's been a minute, this is the versatile frames that I told you we started. And as you can see, we've got quite a few built up. What am I going to do here? I am going to make some space in my inventory. We're going to get rid of you. We'll get rid of you. We'll get rid of you. Because I want to take as much as I can. Okay, we will take all. Actually, I really don't need the Xeno Zapper, so we'll take some more. And we'll get rid of that. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to feed all of that over into the space elevator. Then I'm going to grab the smart plating, which we made the first time around. Excuse me, not the first time around. The last time we were here for the space elevator parts. And as you can see, it's not allowing me to pick anything up because I'm out of inventory space. But that will change in one moment. The automated wiring is going to take a little while. That's going to take about another 40 minutes or so from this point. Obviously, I'm not going to make you guys wait all that time because, to be honest, I'd be bored too. Because I do consume content just like you all do. If you hold down Control, you can then transfer everything that you have for a specific one, in case you guys did not know that. And then here, this whole facility is our smart plating, which actually I think is, yeah, it's actually stopped. Well, we're going to change that. We'll sort this. We will take all of these, and that's going to get that entire line going again. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay, we need another 400 to finish this off, so we need 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's 8. Also, a little tip. I think I've mentioned this before. I'll mention it again. Like these smart platings, I'm not going to shut this line down, even though it seems like we're done with them, because to go up to the next, to phase 3, you need to use smart plating along with something else, which I can't remember, to change that over, to convert it to another build part. So we're just going to leave that running. And now we have all the smart plating. Okay. I am, since now I've got to wait for the versatile frames and the automated wiring to continue, I need to automate Nobelisks, which I'm going to do over here. I've already got all the components I need. I need black powder, which I have here, and then I need steel piping, which I happen to have right here. Let me see, we're making 20 steel pipe a minute, and I forget how much I'm making here. I'm making 30 and 30, so I'm making 60 black powder. And really all I need, I think, is one assembler. All right, well, we're going to get rid of this line for the moment here. That's for my encased industrial beams. Yes, I know I'm a messy builder. And to make nobelisks, we need 20 steel pipe and 20 black powder. Well, we have plenty of black powder. That's not a problem. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this assembler over slightly. And I'm making just enough. Yeah, I'm going to have to reorganize these belts. All right, I'm going to work on this, and then I'll be back. Okay, I want to show you what I'm up to right now. I'm going to unlock this experimental power generation. This is like for geothermal. It's under sulfur, by the way, in the MAM. Or no, I'm mistaken.
Research completed. Experimental power generation research options are now available. These may enhance performance of other fuel sources.
Compacted coal is a very useful material. It allows you to then, like in your coal producing or your coal burners, it will increase. You need, okay, I'm sorry, what am I trying to say here? Compacted coal will extend your coal supply because you mix it with sulfur, and when you put it into a coal generator, it will burn less per minute than the normal 15 with just straight coal. But the catch is you have to have near it sulfur because you need sulfur and coal to make compacted coal and a hard drive at the moment to research it, which I don't have. Then, of course, we have turbo fuel, which we can't unlock yet because you need the compacted coal, which we don't have, another hard drive, but we need fuel, which we don't have oil unlocked yet. And then smokeless powder, we can't do yet because we don't have plastic unlocked. Now this I can unlock, the expanded tool belt, which is another hand slot. All I need to do is go over here, grab some of this, since I happen to have it handy right here, and then we're going to unlock this, which will give us another hand slot. And we'll research it.
Tool belt expanded. I compounded sulfur's tristatic atom matrix into a quadrimensional gate vortex. You can now carry more stuff.
Thank you, Ada, for giving it to us in first off into Scientese and then dumbing it down for the rest of us, which is a good thing. Okay, is there anything else we can unlock? Can't unlock this because I don't have... Oh wait, I think I do have a purple power shard? One other thing with the Dimensional Depot is, for whatever reason, actually I do have a purple power slug, you cannot, as you just saw, I had one in my Dimensional Depot, but unless it's in your regular inventory, it doesn't go into the MAM. I'm not sure why. That was under power slugs. This way, if I do the research on this, then I can use the purple power slug to make shards.
Research completed. Purple power slugs seem to be near the end of their life cycle and have a significant amount of potential energy stored. It is a good thing Fixit does not waste. Purple power slugs can now be processed into power shards.
Yes. And then later in the game, you can actually make power shards. You need time crystals, but that's not until, I think, tier 9 before you get the time crystals. Then you need 10 regular power shards, and then the quartz crystal is pretty straightforward. I am just going through here. I'm not going to bother with that. Don't care about that. Medical properties, okay, can't do that one. What do I need for this? I need 50 fabric. No, I got enough hand slots at the moment. The Caterium. Yeah. Nope. Need computers. Nope. I could do this one, the structural analysis, to get the rebar gun, but that's okay. And, okay. That's all we're going to do for that for now. Alright, it is time to get some Nobelisks automated. Oops, might help if I actually select Nobelisks. There we go. These I do not need, so I am going to get rid of these for now. And now we will have Nobelisks to spare. Okay, so while I'm waiting for some of the other things to build, I'm on a little exploring adventure. Like, here happens to be my first purple slug I'll actually get to keep. And like I said before, here's a SAM ore, but it's a pure node. And it, yeah, in case you're wondering, that's kind of creepy. The way I got up here, though, was using that, And trust me when I tell you, it's way up here. Normally you would need a jetpack or a parachute, which I don't have either. I'd love to get over there and get that hard drive, but that's not going to happen. Now I got to figure out a way to get down without dying. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to intentionally jump. Whoops. Shit. That almost sucked. What I was trying to do is that. There we are. And what we're going to do here is we are going to go all the way, get all of them from the top, because there's no way to mass dismantle this. As you go along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down until I hit the maximum limit, which is 50. Like so. And then we're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to hold left control and whoops. No. We want to go back to dismantle mode, mass dismantle, and go all the way down. When you get the next tier unlocked, one of the things that gets unlocked is the jetpack. But the catch is you need to have the fuel to be able to power the jetpack. Oop, okay, we're down to the ground. All right. I'm going to go continue on this adventure, looking for summer sloops, Mercer spheres, hard drives, and then we'll be back.
Our instruments echo in the deep. Do they not pluck the shallow threads?
Can you hear me?
Crescendo, the effigy found the key. Sing more.
I was not created for artistic purposes. I am incapable of singing.
You sing.
Noted.
Collect another summer sloop, and we get some more creepy voices and Ada's response to said creepy voices.
Surface genetic sampling indicates this freighter may have come from a planet run by apes.
Well, I would honestly hope so, Ada. I brought you guys back after I just grabbed a hard drive. Occasionally, Ada will give you some words of inspiration, I guess would be the best word to describe it. I don't know. Anyway, Um, yeah, time's still going here, and I've been still on my little adventure. I got the motors I actually found. I got some plastic, some rubber, which I can't even make, some circuit boards, 3 hard drives, a Mercer sphere, 2 summer sloops. Yeah, little sneak peek of what's to come. Right here we have oil, which in the next tier is going to be very important. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to go on the map. I'm going to make a marker right where I'm at, and we're going to put one simple word, oil. We'll make it this little droplet icon. We'll select the color, blue of course, and I'm just going to leave a marker there. In our next unlock, next tier unlock, this will become, down this area will become my fuel generator setup and oil production facility. Just clearing out the riffraff right now. Alright, so a quick recap on my little adventure here. 3 summer sloops, 4 hard drives, 1 Mercer sphere, 3 blue slugs, 1 purple slug, 2 yellow slugs, some motors, some circuit boards, some heavy modular frames, some rubber, and plastic. All things that I cannot produce on my own. Okay, finally I've gotten my capacity issue solved. It was still all over the place. It turns out some of it was the water I'd mentioned in a previous clip, but I didn't realize down this way these last couple of coal weren't getting enough coal, the coal generators, because of all the splits I have. So I had to upgrade the belts to Mark III belts, and now as you can see we have enough coal. The funniest thing is this miner right here was running, as you can see, it's not at 100% because it kept stopping. But we got all that solved, and now we have a cool 1 megawatt steady. Even though I'm consuming almost 800 megawatts, but it does fluctuate as things turn on and turn off. Yeah. Dimensional depots are dimensionaling. Actually, we're going to steal some of this. Just to have some on hand here. Okay. Currently just waiting to finish. As you can see in the upper right corner, I've already got the smart plating done, the automated wiring is done, and I'm waiting on the versatile frames. All right. Well, what's been for you a few seconds, for me has been several hours. However, I do have the rest of the versatile framework to send up in the space elevator. Oh, actually, I took more than I needed to. Okay. Let's seal it. To unlock tiers 5 and 6.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 2 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 2 will be completed and the construction dock will be constructed. After completion of Phase 2, the technologies of Tiers 5 and 6 will become available in the hub. These might feel intimidating after your previous experience, but rest assured that you would not be here if you were entirely incompetent. Highlights
Thanks,
are
Ada.
oil production, railway transportation, the jetpack, and many more. Completing Phase 3 of project assembly is your next main objective. Just remember to focus on producing and delivering the project parts, and Fixit's faith in you will be strengthened.
Time to see the dock and orbit get a little more completed.
Phase 2 of project assembly completed. You have been performing more adequately under pressure and are closer than ever to saving the day. Perhaps you were the right choice for the job. Time will tell. You will now enter Phase 3 of project assembly. Continue as you are, and there should be no issue. For humanity. For Fixit.
Now, as you can see, for Phase 3, you need 2,500 versatile frameworks, some adaptive control units, and a modular engine. So what we're going to do is I do have some versatile frameworks. I'm just going to put them into the space elevator since I took too many when I finished up the last tier. So what we're going to do is we are going to go check on things. One of the things I'm also looking forward to is, as you saw with the oil production, tier 5, we get the jetpack. I shouldn't say it's like very important, but it is really, really nice to have to get around. Plus you get a little more inventory. This is the big one, the oil processing, because then you can get the petroleum coke, the plastic, the rubber, the fuel. Fluid packaging is also one as well, because that way then you can get packaged fuel for the jetpack that we will be unlocking soon. And then this is the other big one, the petroleum power, the fuel power generator. That's the biggies. And then here we can get the computers, the modular engine, but the manufacturer is the next thing. But you need to have oil already unlocked. We're already producing this, and then we need to have motors, which we don't have unlocked, or we have it unlocked, we just don't have it done. And then for me, this is the other big one, is the pipeline engineering, but we need heavy modular frames. In order to do that, you need to get the industrial manufacturing. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to put this as the next goal, is the jetpack to help us get around. However, that's going to wait until next time. For now, I'm going to end the video here. If you like it, give me a like. If you want to, subscribe to see the next video. I'm going to be starting to get into a regular cadence in terms of when I'm releasing videos. So, all right, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.